was a lot of talk about ball movement after game one.
Yeah.
Watching the film and
Yeah.
working with the team, what adjustments do you think you guys can make?
Well, that one is not an adjustment. That's just getting back to playing the way we play. We don't play like the way it's 15 assists. Very few attempts. I think Kuz had the ball in his hands about 56 seconds for the whole game. Same thing with TP. So we're better than that. We know that. But give Indiana credit. Defensively, I thought they were the more physical team the entire game. Maybe they created some of that, but I thought we kind of had some self-inflicted wounds.
How do you balance like Giannis being a one-on-one guy versus getting others involved?
He knows the balance, and he's done the balance. It's not like he's not done it. So this is not anything where we need Giannis to be a different human being. All of us have to get back to being what we've been.
You mentioned how often Kuz has the ball, how much
Yeah.
the ball. Giannis is the advantage creator, right?
Yeah.
He creates some of the dump
Yeah.
So I'm curious, how much does it matter to have Kuz have the ball and TP?
It matters, because just as far as spacing and ball move. And I thought everything we did was the first option. We didn't get the ball from side to side and didn't get into anything for the most part. I think we scored out of every timeout. Why? Because we were organized and the ball changed sides and we scored. But that's how we have to do it without timeouts. We have to play that way. And that's how we've played. So this is not something you're sitting back, oh my God, there's things we've done and we have to get back to doing them.
Ryan is just like pace is a thing.
Yeah.
For you guys. And I know you don't want to get into a track meet.
We don't care. I've always said, like, you run a running team. You don't walk a running team because then they have all the energy, So you have to put heat back on them as well, I thought the second unit has stretches, but they didn't do it enough when they're on the floor. So we definitely have to play at a better pace.
And that pace to you is just getting into actions.
Yeah, and movement.
Giannis has been dealing with that free throw chant from fans since
Yeah.
day one, but this is your first time hearing it in the playoffs. Is it an issue or a distraction, or is it absolutely?
Not to me, I'm sitting over there, I'm counting two, and I get to 7. I just wish the crowd learned how to count slower. I mean, they're playing like football at the park. They're like 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, that's how they're playing, but the refs, I always watch the refs. So funny because I pay attention to them, and it's not, the refs 1, the crowd is on 3. The refs 2, the crowd's on 5. So I was laughing at it. But I don't know, honestly. I've never had to shoot under that extreme. I mean, they were cheering when I went to the line. They're like, well, he's going to miss. so they were happy about it. I don't know. But I don't know. Giannis has an amazing amount of focus because it would be distracting, for sure.
Any indication on Dame?
No, we didn't do a lot of live stuff today, but he did everything today. So he's just progressing. He looks good.
You talk about physicality. What about the approach attitude that Dame kind of gave you guys late, getting that technical? Is that something that
Did Dame get a tech? I didn't even know he got the tech. I just knew he talked enough to get the tech. So,
lighten these guys up a little?
yeah, I don't know. It's all talk. You know what I mean? Talking street clothes, unless it's going to be Greg Anthony, and you have to go way back to understand what I'm saying there. That Dame had the same kind of sweater as Greg Anthony had shirt on. Fashion statement there, I will say that. So, yeah, I don't know is the answer. You got to play. You can't talk. I always say you can't talk your way out of it. It's like, if you're going to get in a fight, you can't talk your way out of it. You got to go do it. And I think the one thing that the playoffs are showing is they're going to let you play. I watched the Houston and game last night, and my gosh, they're going to let you play, and that's what we want. I like that. I think it's better. It's a better brand of basketball. It's more competitive, but we have to be able to play through it. You just can't be the hitter and then not be able to take the hits. You got to be able to do both.
Sorry, is Lillard going to play?
I don't know. Yeah. Thanks for having the courage to ask.
When Dame does come back, I mean, Indiana's a team that pushes the pace. They pick
Yeah.
up full court.
Yeah,
How
but
do you want
we've already solved that. Giannis brings it up more, and Kuz bring it up more. That was the other thing. Kuz he brought the ball up one time, and he got fouled. We want him to put the ball more in his hands too. So I'm not that concerned with that.
I'll ask a stupid question.
Dave's been cleared for full basketball activity or whatever. What more do you need to see out of him?
Well, it's more them, the doctors, and him. You know, he's close. You know, listen, he looks great to me. So, but he's getting close. We didn't, it's hard because like we did the little 5-minute scrimmage with him before practice, and we did it yesterday. But then when we get with the team, we're just doing skeleton work and all that. So it is hard. I will say that. No. Do you? I mean, I didn't think we were at all, personally. I thought, when you can't figure out who's guarding the guy in the pick and roll, that means you're not very physical. I didn't think we got into the ball at all. I thought Halliburton went wherever he wanted the entire game, all of them. And we didn't meet the necessary needs of a playoff game, physicality. That's number one. We just didn't meet the need. And that's on me, that's on everyone. We have to meet that need.
The closing lineup has been pretty consistent over
Yeah.
the last few games.
Yeah.
Do you think those players, those 4 bench players, are particularly effective coming off the bench to begin the game?
I don't know. I think they're great where they're at, and they love where they're at. So they get a chance to see what the other team is doing. They come in, and it's 4 different guys. So it's been pretty good. But I don't know if that's our closing lineup. Tonight, tomorrow maybe, and maybe 3 other guys. We have that type of team, and we've done that all year. We've gone in stretches where it's been one group for a while, then the next group for a while until it plays out, and we have the courage enough to keep changing. We're not worried about it.
How important was it to get back here for these last 2 days?
It was nice. My bed is better than the hotel bed. I was going to say my food, but I'm cooking it, so not so sure there. But it's just nice to get in your own facility, be able to watch film, practice on your own floor. It was really nice. I'm glad we made the decision. I'll put it that way. I wasn't so sure early on, but I'm really happy we did.